complete video so that you can easily understand the concept. Okay, so don't skip the video at any step. Okay, so let's start the session now. In today's session, we are going to see how to construct SLR1 parsing table. So for the construction of SLR1 parsing table, we would have 4 steps. First one, we need to add an augmented production to the given grammar. Second step, we need to compute LR0 item sets. Third step, we need to construct SLR parsing table. Last step, check the string acceptance. Let's consider the grammar. SD raise BB, BD raise small b, capital B or C. For this, I am going to construct SLR1 parsing table. Right? So here, in the first step, we need to add an augmented production. Add augmented production to the given grammar. It is going to be represented as D. Add augmented production to the given grammar G. Now the grammar becomes G dash. So what is an augmented production? So what is the start symbol of the given actual grammar? That symbol is defined in the RHS of the newly generated production, and the complement of the start symbol of the grammar is going to be defined in the LHS of the production. That is S dash D rise yes. The rest of the productions we are going to copy it as it is. SD rise BB, BD rise BB or C. Move on to next step. We need to compute the canonical collection of sets of LR0 items. How do we compute LR0 item sets? So this is very easy and we can easily understand. So in these item sets, first we have to identify how many productions are there in the augmented grammar. So first we need to identify number of productions in an augmented grammar. Later you are going to compute the items. Okay. So in I0 item, we are going to apply the closure for the starting production of an augmented grammar. So that here item is going to be represented as initial item I0. So for this I am going to apply closure function. Closure S dash D rise dot yes. First we need to copy this production as it is in the I0 item set. S dash D rise dot yes. So after writing this production, we need to observe in the body of the production. So in the body, after dot, whether do we have a non-terminal or terminal? If it is a non-terminal, we need to write its corresponding productions in I0 item set. Okay, so what are the productions we have for S grammar symbol here? SD rise dot BB is the 1. Right? So here also we can observe after dot there is a grammar symbol that is non-terminal B. So we are supposed to include B productions in I0 item sets. Okay, that is BD rise small b b BD rise dot C. Right? So here after dot this is a terminal, so we don't have any specific productions for the terminal B. Here also we don't have any productions, right? So this is how we are going to compute the I0 item sets. Okay. Now move on to I1 set. So from I1 onwards, we are going to compute goto function. We are going to apply goto method for completing all the productions. Okay. So how we are going to compute goto of I0 comma. With respect to I0 item set, we are supposed to complete all the productions by creating individual item sets. Okay. So I0 comma, you have to observe in the body of that is I0 comma yes. Now what will be the resultant production here? S dash D rise S dot. So here I1 goto of I0 comma yes, which means that from I0 production, so in the body of the production after dot we have a non-terminal yes. So we are going to change the dot position to after yes. That is the meaning of this. Okay. Now move on to next item, which is I2. So go for next one. What is the next grammar symbol present in that? B, right? Non-terminal B. So we want to change the dot position from before B to after B. So go to of I naught comma B. Now the production becomes what? Yes, D, right? B dot B. Now you can observe. Still, are there any more productions which contain the grammar symbol B after dot in the body of the production? No, we don't have such type of productions over here, right? So now we have to check. After placing the dot, now you have to check. So after dot, do we have a terminal or non-terminal? If it is a non-terminal, so we are supposed to write its corresponding productions in what way we have defined in I naught item. In what way we have defined in I naught item. In that way only we are going to define those productions. That is, B productions are defined as like this: B derives dot small b capital B. So in the same way we are going to rewrite that. So one more production for B is B derives dot C. This is how we are going to write the production. Now move on to third item. In third item, so S is over, B is also over. Now move on to what is the next grammar symbol in the RHS or start of the RHS of the production? Small b, right? So we want to change the dot position from before B to after B. Terminal here. So that is, go to of I naught comma B. Now the production becomes BT, right? Terminal B dot B. So after placing dot, we have a non-terminal B. So we are supposed to write its corresponding productions in what way we have defined in I naught item. Right? That is what we are going to do it here. Now move on to next item. What is the next symbol that is present in I naught at the start of RHS of the production? C is one more grammar symbol, right? So for that also you are going to apply go to method. Go to of I naught comma C terminal. Now the production becomes B derives C dot. Clear? Now when do you say that the production is completed? When the dot operator is placed at the end of the body of the production, then only we can say that the production is completed. Clear? Now move on to next item. Now you can observe we have used all the symbols which are defined at the start of the RHS with respect to I naught item, right? So we have used. Now move on to I1. So in I1 the item is completed. Why? Because here the dot is placed at the end of the body of the production. Now move on to I2. In I2 first production is not yet completed. Why? Because still we have one more grammar symbol left to complete that production. So first I want to complete this production by changing the dot position. So which production we are going to consider? Which item? So I2 comma, what the grammar symbol we are going to consider to change the dot position? Non-terminal B. That is SD rise B B dot. That means the production is completed. Isn't it? Now move on to next one. Go for the next production in I2. So which is already changed the dot position. What about third production B derives dot C? This is also changed the dot positions. Right? Now move on to third item. So in third item, first production is not yet completed. Still we have one more grammar symbol to complete that production. Isn't it? So first we want to complete that production. That is, go to of I3 comma B. Now the production becomes B derives B B dot. That means production is completed here. Is it? Now you can check whether this production is completed or not. Yes, we have completed in I6. What about this production which is also completed? Just we need to concentrate on the dot positions where that dot is placed. Okay. Now once it is over, so then you have to check. So whether all the productions of I naught or an augmented grammar are completed or not by creating separate items for each and every production. Now you can take this I naught first production. Whether the first production is completed or not. Yes, in I1 we have completed. Go for second production SD raised BB. Whether this production is completed. Yes, which is completed in I5. Go for next to production B raised BB. Yes, which is completed in I6. Go for next to production here C, which is completed here. Now in I naught, for each and every production, you are supposed to give the production number. So this is 0th production, first production, second, third production. Why we are going to consider the production number starts from 0 to n means here 0 indicates which is an augmented production, which is an additional production we have added to the grammar. So that's why we have considered it as 0, which is not present in the actual grammar. Right? So once we have completed all the productions by creating individual item sets, now we have to give the reduction numbers. So where that item is, where that particular production is completed, so for that we are going to take a reduction number. And one more thing we have to remember. So where we are going to apply the shift action, what about reduction and what about the accept. Okay. So here in first item, I1 item, the production is completed. So whenever the production is in the form S dash D raised S dot, which is the starting production of an augmented grammar, then we are going to take which is accepted one. Accept. What is the production number for this production in augmented, that is I naught item 0, right? So which is a completed one. So we are going to give the reduction number as R0. Okay. R0. No worries. You can use small letter or uppercase letter. Both mean the same. Now move on to second item. So are there any productions completed in I2? No. Go for I3? No. I4? Yes, we have one completed production. So that is, what is the production number for B raised C here? 3. So I am going to use the reduction number as 3. So go for I5, which is also a completed one, right? So what is the production number for that? 1. So reduction number is R1. Then go for B raised BB. Production number is R2. Once it is completed, then you are supposed to compute what is the follow function. What is follow of the given non-terminals? We need to compute. For SLR passing table, follow function is also important. We need to compute follow of, yes, what are the grammar symbols in the actual grammar? Yes is the one and B is the one. What is follow of is? So S is the start symbol of the grammar, right? So defaultly we are going to consider dollar as one of the terminals. Whether S is defined anywhere in the RHS of the productions? No. So that means dollar is only the terminal for that. Go for B. Whether B is defined in the RHS of the productions? Yes. So in the first production, SD raised BB. So here B is the end of the symbol, isn't it? So follow of B equals to follow of S. So what is follow of S here? Dollar. Right? 1. Then one more thing. So first B, immediately the next B is what? Say non-terminal capital B, right? So B is defined in the RHS of the production. So what is the immediate grammar symbol here? Non-terminal B. What is first of B over here? First of B is B and C. Those are also terminals for follow of B. This is follow. So once we have completed that follow function, now we are going to compute SLR passing table. Normally passing table consists of two main parts. One is action part, another one is go to part. Action part and go to part. Along with this, we are going to consider states. Okay. So here action part consists of terminals of the given grammar including dollar. So what are the terminals of the given grammar? B and C are the terminals. So you are going to define under action part terminals only. B, C and one more is dollar. No other no other terminals are defined in the given grammar, right? Now move on to go to part. Go to part deals with only non-terminals. What are the non-terminals in the given grammar? Actual grammar, S and B. Right? Now, so after that, you are going to observe each and every item for the construction of SLR parsing table. So here states are nothing but item numbers. How many items we have? 0 to 6. That we are going to write it here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to write 6 items, right? Right? So in the parsing table, which consists of mainly two parts, action part and go to part. Along with these two parts, we are going to consider another section which is nothing but states. States are nothing but item numbers we have taken for the construction of LR0 items. How many items we have taken? 0 to 6 items to complete all the productions. Isn't it? Now, so action part consists of only terminals. What are the terminals in the given actual grammar? In the actual grammar, the terminals are B and C. So along with dollar. That's what I have written in action part. Go to part. So in go to part, we are going to write only the non-terminals which we have used in the actual grammar. So what are the non-terminals in the actual grammar? We have S and B. Clear? Now, so it is very important part, guys. So listen carefully. While we are constructing SLR parsing table, we need to observe each and every item. Okay. Move on to I naught item. In I naught item, we need to check. So are there any productions which contain the terminal at the start of RHS? Do we have such type of productions? We need to identify what are they. So in I naught item, we have two such productions whose RHS start with a terminal. So second production and third production. Now you have to see. So when we are discussing about terminals, we need to use action part. In action part, you are going to apply shift action only. With respect to terminals, we are going to apply shift action. Okay. Now, so where this dot terminal is shifted to terminal dot, that is dot B is shifted to B dot. In which item we can observe that? In third item, right? Dot B is shifted to B dot in third item. So here we are discussing terminals. So I am going to consider shift action. So for which terminal we have applied the shift action here? B terminal. That is in I3, dot B is shifted to B dot. Now move on to next production which contains the terminal at the start of the production. Here C. Where dot C is shifted to C dot in fourth production, right? Here what is the terminal we have used? C is the terminal. So under C for 0th item, you are going to use the action as shift action, that is S4. Now move on to I naught item only. So still are there any more productions left? Yes, we have two productions. So 0th production and first production. Now you have to check. So where dot S is changed to S dot. In which item we can observe that? This is a non-terminal, right? So dot S is changed to S dot. In which item here? First item. So for which non-terminal we have changed that? S, isn't it? So under S you are going to write the number as 1. Go for next one more production which is left in I naught, that is SD rest dot B big. So in which item dot non-terminal B is changed to B dot. In which item we can observe that? In second item, that is under B you are going to write the number as 2. Now move on to first item. So first item is completed one, right? So whenever we can observe the particular production is completed, which is the starting production of an augmented grammar, then we are going to write what is the item number. Item number is 1, right? 1 with dollar is accept. That we need to remember. 1 with dollar is accept. Right? Now, so still are there any more productions left in I1? No, we don't have such type of productions. Now move on to second item. So in each and every item, first we need to observe whether RHS starts with a terminal or not. If we have such type of productions where that terminal is shifted to terminal dot. Okay, now you can see in I2, dot B is shifted to B dot in which item here? Third item. So that is B terminal. Under terminal B you are going to write shift 3. S stands for shift, R stands for reduce. Right? Next, still we have one more production whose RHS starts with a terminal, right? So dot terminal is shifted to terminal dot in which item? That is dot C is shifted to C dot in fourth item, right? So under terminal C, you are going to write, for the second item, right? S3, S4. Now, still we have one more production in I2, right? So here we are going to apply go to part. So dot B is changed to B dot. In which item? SD, right? B dot B. Where it is going to be shifted to B dot. In which item? Fifth item. So for which non-terminal we have used the go to part? That is non-terminal B. So under non-terminal B, you are going to write the number as 5. That is dot B is shifted to B dot. In which item? Fifth item. Right? Now move on to third item. So in third item also we have the productions whose RHS start with a terminal. Right? So that is dot B is shifted to B dot in third item itself. That is S3. Dot C is shifted to C dot in fourth item. Still we have one more production, that is B device terminal B dot B, non-terminal. So where it is changed to B dot, in which item? In sixth item. So under which grammar symbol we are going to write 6? Under go to part, for the non-terminal B, we are supposed to write the number as 6. Right? Third item is completed. Now move on to fourth item. So here fourth item is completed one, right? Isn't it? So what is the reduction number here? R3. While we are constructing SLR1 passing table or SLR passing table, if we found a reduction, we need to compute what is the follow of LHS of the reduced to production. What is the follow of LHS of the reduced to production here? What is follow of B? What is follow of B here? Dollar, B and C. Under these three terminals, you are going to write the reduction number as R3. Okay. So that is under B, C and dollar. We are going to write reduction number as R3. We need to remember when the reduction appears while we are constructing SLR passing table. If reduction appears, we need to compute what is the follow of LHS of the reduced to production. Here LHS of the reduced to production is B. What is follow of B? Dollar, B and C. Under those terminals we are going to write the reduction number as R3. Clear? Now move on to fifth item. This is also a reduction reduced to production, right? So what is the reduction number? R1. Now for which grammar symbol we are supposed to compute the follow function? Follow of yes. What is follow of yes? Dollar. So under dollar, you are going to write the reduction number as R1. Clear? Now move on to I6. This is also a completed item, right? Reduction number is R2, isn't it? Now, so in I6, we have a reduced to production. So we need to compute what is follow of LHS of the reduced to production. That is, what is follow of B here? Follow of B is dollar, B and C. Under those terminals, we are going to write the reduction number as R2. Under B, under C and a dollar. Right? This is how we are going to construct SLR passing table. Now we need to check whether this grammar is SLR1 or not. How do we check? Now you can see in the passing table, do we get more than one action for the same terminal? See in this passing table. Yes or no? Do we get such type of actions? More than one action for the same terminal? No, we didn't get such type of actions. That's why for each and every terminal there is exactly only one action. Then we can say that the given grammar is, therefore the given grammar is SLR1. 1 represents only one look ahead. One look ahead is nothing but the terminal consists of only one action. Either it is shift action or reduce action or accept. Okay, this is how we are going to construct SLR passing table. After construction of SLR passing table, we can easily say whether that grammar is SLR1 or not. Right? Now let's see how to check the string acceptance for given string. Okay? So consider the string for the given grammar. Okay, consider the string for the given grammar as B, B, C, C. B, B, C, C. Okay, now we have to check whether this string is accepted by constructed SLR passing table or not. Okay, so initially we are going to consider as stack. What about the input and what type of action you are going to perform on that? Stack, input and action. So in stack, while we are checking the string acceptance in LR parsers, the stack contains first item, that is 0th item. Initially the stack contains initial item, that is 0th item. What about input here? The given string. What is the given string here? B, C, C followed by dollar. Dollar is the right hand marker of the input. No other input symbols are going to be allowed to write after this dollar symbol. That's why we have used this dollar as right hand marker. Now move on to action part. So what is 0 with B in passing table? You can see the SLR passing table. What is 0 with B? That is shift 3. Shift 3. Right? That means here 3 is going to be shifted onto the top of this stack. Shift 3 onto the top of this stack. That is stack becomes 0 and 3. Here the input symbol B is already shifted. Right? Now rest of the input is B, C, C, dollar. Now what is 3 with B? What is 3 with B in SLR passing table? Shift 3. So you are going to perform shift 3. Again 3 is going to be shifted onto the top of the stack. Now stack becomes 0, 3, 3. Now this symbol has been shifted. Okay. Rest of the input is C, C followed by dollar. What is 3 with the C? That is shift 4. So whenever shift appears, shift action is going to be performed. That particular number or input symbol is going to be shifted onto the top of the stack. Now, right? So shift 4. Now 4 is shifted onto the top of the stack. Now the stack contains 0, 3, 3, 4. And rest of the input is C followed by dollar. Now what is 4 with the C here? What is 4 with the C? That is reduce. So reduce R3. What is R3? B directs C. Now, when the reduction appears, we have to check what is the length of the reduced production body. What is the length of the RHS of this reduced production? That means how many symbols are there in the RHS of this reduced production? How many symbols are here? Only one symbol. That means only one symbol is going to be top of the top of the stack. Top of the top of the stack. That is stack becomes 0, 3, 3. Now top of the stack is 3. What is 3 with LHS of the reduced production? What is 3 with B? 6. That means 6 becomes top of the stack here. Here we should be very cautious. Right? So rest of the input is C followed by dollar. Now what is 6 with C? 6 with C is R2. That is reduce. R2 is B rise, terminal B, non-terminal B. So what is the length of this RHS? 2, right? So we are going to pop 2 symbols from this stack. Now stack becomes 0, 3. Now top of the stack is 3. What is 3 with LHS of the reduced production? 3 with B. What is 3 with B here? 6. That means 6 becomes top of the stack. Now rest of the input is C followed by dollar. What is 6 with C? What is 6 with C here? R2. That is reduce by BT rise BB. So here the length of the RHS is 2. So we are going to pop 2 symbols from the stack. Now stack contains 0 only. Now what is 0 with B in the go to part? What is 0 with B here? 2. Okay. C followed by dollar. What is 2 with C here? 2 with C is shift 4. Shift 4. That means 4 is shifted onto the stack. Meanwhile, the symbol is also to be shifted. That is 0, 2, 4. Now, the string contains only dollar. What is 4 with dollar? R3. What is R3? Reduced by BT rise C. That is R3, right? How many symbols are there in the RHS of this reduced production? Only one symbol. That means we need to pop only one symbol from this stack. Now stack becomes 0, 2. Now top of the stack is 2. What is 2 with B here? What is 2 with B? 5. Input is remains the same, that is dollar. What is 5 with dollar? What is the 5 with dollar here? R1. What is R1? What is R1? SD rise BB. How many symbols are there in the RHS of this reduced production? 2 symbols. That means we need to pop 2 symbols from the stack. Now stack becomes 0. Now what is 0 with S? What is 0 with S ma? 1. And input is dollar only. Now what is 1 with dollar in the passing table? 1 with dollar is accept. That means the string is accepted by the constructed SLR passing table. This is the way how we are going to construct SLR passing table and string acceptance. Dear friends, I hope you like this session. If you like this session, please like, share, comment and subscribe. If you have any queries, please post your queries in the comment section. So we'll see that queries. Thank you everyone.